Welcome everybody to this Microsoft 365 feature demo show, whatever we call this show, doesn't really matter. We always go through cool features and capabilities and also introduce our PMs, product managers who are behind us coordinating these features. So obviously, there's a lot of engineers and other designers and other people who are part of the creating of these capabilities, but the PM, as in the product manager, is the person who's kind of coordinating those things. This time we're going to talk about the Viva Connection, or new features in the Viva Connection site with Pooja. So can you do a quick intro as who you are and what is your role and what is the feature? What are we going to talk about today?
Hi, everyone. I'm Pooja. I'm the PM on the Viva Connections platform side. I work on features related to dashboard, where we bring in new cards, and also on the platform capabilities, how to build the new cards. So that's my role. And currently, I'm here to talk about a new feature, which is a new card on the dashboard, which is going to be an out-of-the-box card. And this card is currently not available out of the box, but you can always go and add this card. The card is about having my sites. In fact, the moment the user logs in, he will be able to see his frequently visited and accessed sites as one of the tabs, and they can also follow and unfollow the sites from the same card. So that's the feature we are going to talk about. And what do you?
Yes, so the frequently used sites and my sites, kind of, it's not about my personal site. It's really about those sites which I go quite often into, and then I can tag which other sites are my favorites. Isn't that the functionality? How does that work?
Yeah, so sometimes what happens, you frequently visit some sites, but you don't happen to mark them as your favorite. So you will at least see those sites as frequently accessed sites, and the favorited one will always be there as a favorite or followed site. So that's the distinction between the two sets. And the moment you want to mark something as favorite or followed, you can mark it then and there on the card itself.
Yeah, makes sense. And really, again, the power of this is that if, for example, frontline workers are using mobile and all of that, they can easily access the information from one dashboard. And also, rather than going to some SharePoint random URL, try to find what was the URL. No. If you use the site frequently, you can easily access that directly within the mobile or within your desktop as well. So.
Yeah, totally. The value is in the easy wayfinding to make it as easy as possible to quickly access links wherever you have visited in the past, at least on the SharePoint, through this card.
Cool. Sounds really good. Let's actually jump on the demo, and I will share my screen this time as we walk this through, and I will ask some questions, Pooja, from you related on the functionality. But in here, we are in a imaginary retail company dashboard where we have a lot of different cards, and some of them are SPFX cards and custom cards and designer cards and all of that stuff, but there's a lot of different capabilities. There's a lot of out-of-the-box capabilities, but of course we can then build custom cards as well. That's kind of the whole idea of the Viva Connection. Now, in this case, we will start by adding the cards. So let's go to the edit mode. Let me scroll all the way down so I can see the add a card, because there's quite a few cards actually in this one. And then I can see the my site. Let me actually zoom in. Yes. And again, it's not about my personal site as in OneDrive. Previously, OneDrive for Business was at some point called My Site, so it might be confusing a bit of people, but it's the sites which you use the most frequently, right?
Yes. And as I mentioned, on the default dashboard, it might come on its own, but if you've configured your dashboard, you will have to go and explicitly add this card.
Yes, that's actually a good point. So if you haven't configured the dashboard, then it will not pop up automatically necessarily there. But and you can of course modify this. You can adjust the things. Of course, you have the card sizing with the images actually then overlaying half of the cards as expected. And that's actually kind of nice. Let's put the medium one, and then we can change the card image. And of course, in the card image selection, we have access on stock images, but of course you can upload an image, whatever is the preferred look and feel for the card.
Yes, the operator can edit the image as he wants for his company and for his employees.
Yes. Let me put it as a first one so we can easily find it there. And let me, of course, just to call this out, we're not going to have a mobile demo today, but of course, you can actually see the mobile preview in here. And you can imagine the frontline workers, for example, in a retail company, easily accessing the relevant information, even though they're not sitting in front of their desktop. But in this case, we're going to put my sites on top. Let me go back in the desktop and republish. And let's have a look on how it actually works. There we go. And the card is loading. And now if I click the card, we can actually see what's happening here. So there's two options, right? Can you walk us through? What are we actually seeing?
So the frequent sites, as I mentioned, are the ones which you have accessed recently, and they are all appearing in the order. And if one of those sites is even followed, so it's highlighted with the star here. And it will also appear in the next tab. But these are the ones which you recently visited and you would like to access them again, maybe as a shortcut from here. And the second tab is the followed tab. And here, all the sites which you are following are showing up. So you can also change the status of this site as followed, unfollowed from here itself. If you mark one of them as unfollowed and you go there, it won't appear next time here. And if you're in a frequent one and you want to follow something from the frequent tab, you can just mark it as followed and it will show up on the second tab.
And the experience is exactly the same, regardless of the device. So in mobile and tablet and all of that. This is actually quite nice. And of course, if I click the site in a mobile or tablet or desktop, I will be redirected directly within the site and I can access the assets, really making it easy. It's like you were saying, wayfinding for the relevant information for the employee.
Yeah.
Cool. This is actually really, really nice. Nice add-on capability, out-of-the-box capability, which can be just added in the Viva Connection. It's available. Is it available for everybody already today as we're recording this in the first days of February, or what's the status?
Yes, it's currently available now. Everyone can use this functionality.
Cool. Really, really cool. Awesome to see, and a really nice branding picture behind the scene as well. Now, Pooja, you've been on the show in the past as well, and we've been evolving the Viva Connection dashboard and more cards, adding capabilities. Well, what's the future? What are you working on? Anything what we can actually talk about? What's coming next?
Yeah, so there are a couple of cards lined up. The first one coming up after sites will be the document library card. So it's again the easy wayfinding for our FLW friends if they are working on some policies, some documents, troubleshooting manuals. So they will be able to quickly have a folder access to it and they can quickly access the documents within that. And the next important feature that we are looking forward is that we are bringing the value of connections out as a dashboard web part to other sites as well. Not only to home site, the dashboard website can now sit in a com site or a team site. So that is where we are going to see a lot of value in terms of everybody can host a dashboard with all of these default cards which are there and have a site of their own. They may not depend on the home site only for a dashboard.
Yep, makes perfect sense. I'm really looking forward on that one because that kind of unblocks also the card scenarios where people have been investing potentially in the past to be used in SharePoint. So really, really, really cool. Looking forward on that as well. But I guess that's it for this one. A quick video on the new My Sites card, which is showing you the frequently accessed card. That's using Microsoft Graph behind the scenes for anybody who's like really into technology. So it's tapping analytics on where people are using, and then the favorite sites were also visible. Again, for easy wayfinding. But thank you, Pooja, one more time joining on the show. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Vesa. Hope everyone uses this card. Thank you.
Thank you. And please provide us feedback. Always feedback, so we know where we should be investing in the future. But thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. And we'll be back within a new video sooner or later. Bye-bye.